Bienvenue à Coffee Break French.
Welcome to the Coffee Break French Show. Moi, c'est Max.
Et moi, je suis Pierre Benoît. Comment vas-tu, Max?
Très bien, et toi?
Très très bien, ravi d'être ici pour un autre épisode du show.
Un autre épisode du show. And in these weekly episodes, we help you improve your French one coffee break at a time.
And if you're watching the video version, subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And if you're listening to the podcast version, subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
Super, merci.
Je t'en prie.
Alors, aujourd'hui, on va parler de majuscules.
Majuscule, ça c'est lowercase and uppercase.
Ouais, donc majuscules is capital letter, uppercase. And there are some differences between French and English.
There are indeed, so we need to look at some rules.
Exactement.
Alors c'est parti.
Allez, on y va. Alors, Pierre Benoit, as we said in the introduction, there are some differences between French and English, but there are also a lot of similarities.
Yes, there are similarities. For example, when you talk about countries, okay,
Countries.
you're going to be obviously putting an uppercase in a capital.
Ouais, une majuscule.
Yeah.
Le Portugal, la France, etc.
Exactement. Okay. Also, when you're talking about, you would say names.
Names?
Okay. Je m'appelle Pierre Benoit, so you've got the P and you've got the B. Pierre
Oui,
Benoit Herriot,
bien
you've got
sûr.
the H, and for you.
Okay. And also, for example, la Saint-Valentin, Valentine's Day.
Yes, when you've got what we call fête, like specific days, la Saint-Valentin, la Saint-André, if it's a
Ouais.
Saint's Day. So
Or
that needs a capital as well, yeah.
also Noël or Pâques,
Yeah,
or
Pâques.
Christmas, Easter,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah, c'est super. Okay, so that's great. That's similar to English.
Yes, it seems pretty obvious, but there are also differences.
Yes, they are indeed. So,
And we see it regularly. Our learners often ask questions about this.
Mhm.
For example, les jours de la semaine.
the days of the week. Yes, when you write Monday in French, you don't use a capital.
Ever?
Well, unless lundi is the start of a sentence, and then that first letter has got to be a capital.
Right.
But
This
if-
has to be said briefly. Every sentence should start with a capital letter.
Voilà, c'est très bien.
But
It's
if
very
you're
important.
using a day of the week in a sentence, lundi, mardi, any of them, never a capital
Très
letter.
bien. If I say aujourd'hui c'est lundi, lundi will not take a capital.
Et les mois?
Les mois works exactly the same. Okay, so we don't put a capital to month. Okay, although I've got to be honest, sometimes you will be in France and you will see people maybe making that mistake. Okay, but you should not use a capital.
For any month of the year.
Exactement.
Super.
Mhm.
Donc, si tu dis le 8 juin,
Le 8 juin, juin's got to be a lowercase.
bien sûr.
No,
Ouais.
the J or the J. Yeah.
Ouais. Now, let's go back to the word français.
Mhm.
We mentioned earlier as a language, français doesn't take a capital letter.
C'est exact.
We said there was exception. It's not really exceptions. It's different set of rules depending on the meaning of français.
Exactement. Because if you talk about Français as people, as a nation,
Mhm.
then it's les Français, right? And then you need to put a capital.
Exactly. So if you say les Français aiment le fromage.
French people like cheese. Français will have to have an uppercase, a capital.
Super.
D'accord?
So that's a nationality.
Ouais.
What if you say my neighbor is French?
That we go back here. No, we're not talking about the whole nation.
Mhm.
So Français then will have a lowercase.
Lowercase. So for nationalities, only use a capital letter, an uppercase, if you're referring to the whole people of
Yeah,
that
That's it.
nationality.
Les Français aiment le fromage, les Français adorent le pain, etc.
Ouais, le fromage, le pain, bien
And that
sûr.
works for les Anglais, les Américains, toutes les autres nationalités.
sûr. Any
D'accord.
nationality.
Yeah.
Super. Pierre Benoit, is there anything else that we can talk about?
We could talk about another rule,
Ouais, je t'écoute.
which is when it comes to administrative documents or announcements or official announcements. When you talk about, for example, la ville de Paris, right? If you say Paris est une ville, would ville have an uppercase or a lowercase?
Lowercase. Paris est une ville.
Well done.
Mhm.
But if I say la ville de Paris a déclaré que tous les musées seraient fermés,
Okay, so now you're talking about the administration of Paris.
exactly,
Ouais,
as an
the
institution. Yeah, in that case, ville needs to have an uppercase, a capital.
Okay, super.
Voilà.
So was it the administration of Paris announced that the museums would be closed? Is
Yeah,
that
so
what
that
you
would
said?
be la ville de Paris a déclaré que les musées seraient fermés, lovely conditional there, la semaine prochaine.
Right, with a capital letter on ville
En
and
ville.
Paris, of
Paris,
course.
as we mentioned earlier. Okay. And if you talk about le gouvernement du Québec,
Mhm.
right? And if it's because they've done something, they've declared something, then gouvernement would also have a capital.
As a title,
Yeah.
le gouvernement.
Yeah, as an institution again.
But if you say in a sentence, il y a un nouveau gouvernement au Québec.
Lowercase.
OK. Très
Voilà.
intéressant. Très
Et
intéressant.
surtout très important, comme ça on ne fait pas la faute. You don't make the mistake. It's great.
Exactement. I suggest a little bit of practice
Ce
for
serait
our
bien.
viewers.
Yeah, it would be
Ouais,
good.
tu es
Yeah.
d'accord?
Oui, complètement d'accord. Et pour ceux qui nous écoutent aussi.
Bien sûr,
listeners as
très
well.
important.
Mhm.
Alors, I'll give you a short sentence in English and 10 seconds to figure out the French. Alors, la première phrase, I love French and I love French food. 10 secondes. Alors, Pierre Benoît, how would you translate? I love French and I love French food.
Alors, j'adore le français.
Ouais.
Okay. So do you think it would be an uppercase or a lowercase on français?
I know there is no capital letter,
Yeah.
lowercase, because it's a language.
Exactement. And what was the second part of the sentence again?
I love French food.
Ah, alors j'adore la nourriture française, la cuisine française. And here we've got an adjective. It's just referring to food, to cuisine. No capital either.
No capital either. Super.
Très bien.
Un deuxième
Un
petit
deuxième,
défi?
c'est moi qui vais vous le donner alors.
Ouais.
I love the French.
The French, like
Ouais.
the people.
Oui, the
Ouais.
people.
OK, 10 secondes.
10 secondes.
Ouais, et la réponse, je vais la donner.
Ouais.
I love the French. J'adore les Français.
Okay. What about français then?
With an uppercase, a capital letter, because we're referring to the people, the nation.
Exactement. Très, très bien, bravo. Une petite dernière pour la route?
Allez, une dernière. I'll give the English.
Okay.
I leave on Christmas Day. It's a Thursday. 10 secondes, une dernière fois. La réponse, Pierre Benoît?
Well, we talk about I leave on Christmas Day. So it's une fête, it's a special day. So we'll need a capital. Je pars le jour de Noël ou je pars à Noël. Très, très bien. It's a Thursday. Thursday is a day. In English, it takes a capital, but in French, no capital. Donc, c'est un jeudi. Ou c'est jeudi si c'est le jeudi qui arrive. The one that just comes up. OK?
Super, parfait,
Voilà.
c'est très clair.
Bah, j'espère.
Let's review what we've learned in this video.
Yes.
So a lot of similarities between French and English when it comes to capital letters, but some key differences.
Yeah, some rules that we need to take into account.
Yes. Days of the week, never a capital letter unless it starts a sentence.
Yeah, no nationalities. No capitals at nationalities. Yep.
Ouais. For the day, the month of the year, no capital letters.
Très bien.
And the word je for I, not capitalized either.
Très bien. Any pronoun or subject pronouns, you do not put a capital unless.
It's the beginning of the sentence.
Très bien. Bon, ben, je pense qu'on a fait le tour, donc c'est tout pour aujourd'hui, Max.
Exactement, Pierre Benoît. Voilà. I hope and we hope that you've enjoyed this lesson. If you want to see all the examples written down, as well as all the information about capital letters in French, we wrote a blog post, and you will find the link in the description.
Super. And if you would like more help with your French and would like to receive regular free email lessons, visit coffeebreaklanguages.com/French.
Super. So look out for our next mini lesson in your inbox. En attendant, merci beaucoup Pierre Benoît.
Merci beaucoup à toi, merci beaucoup à vous tous.
Merci beaucoup. Et bien sûr, happy coffee breaking.
Voilà, salut.
You have been listening to a Coffee Break Languages production for the Radiolingua Network. Copyright 2024 Radiolingua Limited. Recording copyright 2024 Radiolingua Limited. All rights reserved.